This is a live broadcast that I'm bringing to you from the Pallakelle International Stadium in Sri Lanka, and there's a bit of breaking news coming in which we are giving you first and exclusively on Sports Today, and that is that the matches that are due to be held in Colombo are going to be most likely shifted to the stadium that you see right behind me, the Pallakelle International Stadium. The same venue which was unable to host the official international match last night between India and Pakistan. Now, if you want to know why is it that the matches are going to be shifted from Colombo to Pallakelle, how many matches are there, for all those details, just continue to watch this particular broadcast. Okay, let's now look at how many matches. A total of 7 matches are to be played from Super 4 stage onwards till the final. So there are 6 Super 4 matches, 1 final, a total of 7 matches are to be played from Super 4 stage onwards. 6 of those are to be played in Colombo. Only 1 Super 4 game is to be played in Pakistan. That will go ahead as planned. But the 6 remaining games will be played in Colombo. Now, what happens to those 6 remaining games? All those games that are to be played, that includes your 5 Super 4 games and 1 final that are scheduled to be played in Colombo, are going to be shifted to the Pallakelle International Stadium. The reason behind that shift is that it has been continuously raining in Colombo. In fact, I landed there on the 31st, 3 days ago, and it was raining the day I landed in Colombo, and my entire travel from Colombo to Kandy, it was raining non-stop. So a lot of rain is predicted in Colombo in the coming week or so, coming 10 days, and it has also been raining in Colombo the last few days since the time that I've been here. So plenty of rain in Colombo, so there's a good chance that you do not get to see any cricket, and most of those matches that I'm talking about, those 6 games that are scheduled to be held in Colombo, could be a complete washout. That is something that the organizers do not want at this moment, so they're looking at the second best option, and the second best option has emerged to be Pallakelle. I know a lot of you will say that, you know, how is Pallakelle any better? The India-Pakistan game just could not take place. You could not have a completed game. But just let me tell you, I was here, and the amount of rain that I've seen in Colombo and the amount of rain that I get to see in Kandy, there's a huge difference in the amount of rain in Kandy and Colombo and in Pallakelle. Pallakelle does not get heavy rain. In fact, even yesterday in the India-Pakistan game, I was here throughout, it was drizzling at best. There was never a situation in the game that you got a heavy rain. In fact, a lot of former players who are commentators here, and I was speaking to a lot of them, many of them thought that you could have continued. The amount of rain that was coming down on most occasions here in Pallakelle, the drizzle that was coming down, maybe wasn't that strong enough to stop the game or not start the game. In fact, a lot of these former players pointed out that in a place like England, in this kind of rain, which you call spitting rain, oftentimes you continue to play cricket, so there was no need to really stop the game. But that's a different debate, you know, whether it should have been stopped or not. The fact of the matter is you couldn't get a game. But I think it's the next best option. It's a better option than Colombo, that's for sure. Even now when I'm standing in Pallakelle, it is cloudy, it's completely grey, the skies. But it's still not raining. It's not raining here in Pallakelle, and I've just come from Kandy. It's been raining there since morning. So that's the huge difference between Kandy and Pallakelle, and that's even a bigger difference when you look at the weather in Colombo and Pallakelle. So that's something that the organizers have in mind. The Asian Cricket Council, heads are putting their heads together and going to be taking a final call very soon. But what I can confirm to you right now, that this thought has been happening for the last 2 days. For the last couple of days, they have been contemplating about this. In fact, today, a lot of people involved in the organization, that is whether they are the ground staff, people of the organizing committee, the local home board, the Sri Lankan board, the broadcaster that is supposed to broadcast the live pictures, all of them have been told to be on standby, because in all likelihood, again I'm saying, in all likelihood, the games are going to be shifted to Pallakelle. You may not have any games in Colombo at all. That is the situation right now. Until something drastically changes, that situation is not going to change, and the games will be shifted to Pallakelle. But the official call has still not been taken, because there are a few modalities that you have to look at. Maybe the final call will be taken once everything all modalities have been taken care of. So that is why the final decision hasn't come. As soon as the final decision comes, maybe today or tomorrow, we'll be the first ones to inform you. But I'm just telling you what the thought process is. Majority of the stakeholders have made up their mind that we will be shifting the games from Colombo to Pallakelle. So remember, India's remaining games, one is almost going to be versus Pakistan on the 10th. You assume that India should beat Nepal and qualify for the Super 4, then one against Pakistan, then one against Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. All these games then will be played in Colombo. Of course, the final then also is not going to be played in Colombo, will be played here in Pallakelle, and of course the final then also will be shifted here. Now, many people are saying, why not look at some place like Dambulla, which gets even less rain than Pallakelle? Well, let me tell you, it's very tough to now get another fresh venue prepared at such a short notice. At such a short notice, you won't be able to prepare an absolute fresh venue, which is why, because remember, preparing a ground for a tournament is not a day or a 2-day process. It starts weeks in advance, and Pallakelle has done it because it had to host a few matches, and that's why if you were to give few more matches here in Pallakelle, the logistics would be slightly easier and you'd be able to conduct those matches. Dambulla, you don't know what the status of the ground is. They haven't been hosting any cricket at the moment. Suddenly to tell them to prepare and get ready for an international game may not be possible at such a short notice. That's why you cannot look at a place like Dambulla. You'd have to look at a ground that is already hosting a few matches, which is Pallakelle at the moment, and which has a chance of getting lesser rain compared to a place like Colombo. So that is why this thought process, this is why it's going to be a matter of a few hours that you would get to know that the matches are going to be moved to Pallakelle. We'll keep you informed on that, but all I'm telling you once again, it's almost done. It is almost decided that the matches that were to be played in Colombo will now be played at the Pallakelle International Stadium. Whether you get full games at that time or not, I'm not sure, but all I can tell you is that there is a better chance of having a full-fledged game in Pallakelle than having them in Colombo. And I guess that's the gamble that the organizers are also taking and giving themselves the best chance to get some sort of a cricket and have a tournament which fans then can enjoy. Otherwise, at Colombo, you might not get to see any game at all. So that's the latest update coming to you live from the Pallakelle International Stadium. The Nepal team is going to be practicing here very soon. I'll bring you all the latest updates. For the moment, Nikhil Nas signing off. Don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today for more such breaking news and exclusive content. Bye-bye.